Hello, good morning, happy Monday. This is the start of another weekly reading vlog. I am super excited about my reading this week because it is the start of my Fictionary August TBR. Fictionary is a new TBR game that I have created based loosely off Pictionary. I will leave a link, or I will try to remember to leave a link up there if you want to check the video out. But I am super excited because I've got lots of books on my TBR that Fictionary has kind of helped me and guided me to pick, so it's a little bit different from what I normally do, and I cannot wait to dive in. So the first two books that I'm going to be reading, I have got Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. This was for the prompt of read a series, or finish a series, so I have got the last two books in this series left to finish, and I am very excited. I have since realised that I did actually have a couple of books that I only needed to read one book to finish the series, but I picked these ones because this has been on my TBR for a while. I want to finish this series, I want to know what everyone's talking about, so I'm listening to this one as an audiobook. I'm going to be listening quite a lot today because I've got a lot of tasks where I can listen to an audiobook. I've got it in right now. I'm not obviously listening to it right now, but I am ready to go with that. So at the moment I am here. I am matching it up with where I am in the physical book, and I think I've got about 5 hours of listening left, so hopefully I can smash this one this week. I like this series, but I don't love it. Like, it's okay for me. I wouldn't say that I would rave about it, and I don't quite get the hype yet for it, but it's alright. My physical read I started yesterday, and this is The House in Cerulean Sea by TJ Cloon. I'm about 100 pages in so far, and I love this so much. It's whimsical, and it feels like the narration reminds me of my childhood books that I would read, in the way that they describe the characters like they're caricatures almost, and there's these lovely imaginative words used, and the appreciation for small little moments and things is just really, really nice. So I'm very excited to be reading this one. It is definitely a slower paced read, but I am dedicating a lot of time to be able to sit down and read it just to really get myself stuck into it. I think it's the kind of book where I have to read it in big chunks rather than lots of little chunks, so hopefully I'll be able to sit down and read a good bit of this today after work. But I'm also sharing my full thoughts on this on a Patreon exclusive reading vlog, which is exciting. It's the first time I've done something like this, so I need to work out the format, but basically what you will see in this vlog is no different to what you would normally see in a vlog. I will talk about this book, but my Patreon reading vlog will really closely follow my reading experience and have updates after each reading session and just go into a lot of detail about this book. So you will see that in this vlog in a smaller scale, I would say. Like, I will be talking about both of these and also another book that I'm hoping to read that I don't want to declare yet in case I can't get to it, so we'll see. But basically, yeah, I will be talking about this in this vlog. It's not like I'm going to just blank it out, but if you want to see any more of my thoughts and feelings, then my Patreon is linked down below, and you can see my Patreon exclusive reading vlog for this book. I'm so excited. Let's get going.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. You see her walking down the boulevard. She got the posture of a superstar. She looks so fly in those Gucci slides. Yeah, yeah, I wonder what she hides under her disguise. Yeah, 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 yeah. And all the girls around the world, they wanna be.
Hello, it is Monday evening and I have read a crap ton of Siege and Storm today. I have had my dinner, I had a stir fry, I have read a little bit of House in Cerulean Sea after work, and I am about to go on a Sims date with some friends. But I wanted to give you a quick reading update because I have been listening to this while I've been working today. I've been doing a lot of tasks where I can listen to an audiobook. I've been listening on 2x speed, which for me is a decent level of speed when my brain is engaged with something visually that I don't need to think about. I can crack on and listen and it just absorbs better for me for some reason. So at that speed, the book was 6 hours. I have read 5 hours of it and I have an hour left. I've got this much in the book, which is just under 100 pages. I am enjoying it, but I don't think it's done anything different for me that's completely mind-blowing. Like, it feels like it does fit into the kind of tropes and typical YA roots that by this point I'm quite familiar with. And I think for me I've reached a point where those familiar plot lines are just becoming a little bit more boring for me, and I want something that makes me feel unexpected. So I am enjoying it, but it's not blowing my mind. I didn't expect it to. This is the second book in the series, so I established with Shadow and Bone how I felt about the series, but I would say they're very quick reads and I'm glad that I'm finally reading them. I would also say I feel like I'm bossing my Fictionary TBR because this is going to be book 1 finished by, I would have thought, tomorrow, if not today, which makes me feel very pleased because one of the things I didn't want to do with the TBR was make myself feel really restricted. So if I finish all 6 books off that, seven books off the TBR, because I had to finish 2 to finish this series. If I finish all 7 books, then I'm kind of just going to read whatever I want for the rest of the month. So it's almost like that's my reward in a way. It'll work out in my head. I'm sure over time I'll establish more of a routine and a path with it. But at the moment, I'm enjoying having a TBR and enjoying the fact that I can feel like this win of an achievement to finish this series that I've had on my TBR for ages. I have read a little bit more of the House in the Cerulean Sea and I'm still really loving that. It's just very whimsically beautiful and quaint and sweet magic systems, and I can't wait to learn more about how it's going to go. So both books decent, definitely preferring the House in the Cerulean Sea. As I said, Siege and Storm, like, yeah, it's just fine. I think it's 3 to 3.5 stars ish. I don't know whether the last one's going to completely pick it up and like blow my mind. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna go for my Sims date now and I'll probably catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, good morning. It is Tuesday and I have reading updates. I have finished Siege and Storm. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. As I said yesterday, I don't really have a great deal of thoughts on this. I think there was a really good chapter at the end where there was like a big epic scene and I did enjoy that, and that was very fast paced and that really kept me gripped. Generally the story does have me interested, but I feel like as far as giving me any in-depth thoughts or making me think about anything, it's not really doing any of those things. It's just kind of a fun audiobook to listen to. I think I listened to this very intensely over 24 hours really it's taken me to read it, and for that reason that's probably helped me enjoy it more. I think if I would have spaced it up I would have forgotten bits because I didn't feel all that invested. What I will say is I don't know which route this is going down, but I really hope it doesn't take a certain romantic route that I feel like it might take. Also, I'd like to state that I do still really like Nikolai and I think he is my favourite character. I do like some of the other characters as well, but generally everyone else has traits that annoy me, whereas Nikolai I find him quite fun. So I am enjoying reading about him and I want to read more about him. He's a character name that I'd always known associated with this universe, but I had never actually met him before because I've always dipped in and out of this world and haven't gone long enough to actually meet some of the characters I hear everyone talk about. So this one is done, which means it's time to start Ruin and Rising at some point later today. I have to do a fairly long drive later after work, so I will be listening to this as an audiobook whilst I do that. I think this audiobook is a very similar amount of time. The book is 350 pages, so I'd imagine again we're talking like 5 to 6 hour audiobook on double speed. So I'm hopeful that I should be able to finish this week as well, and this vlog will be a little bit of a Grishaverse Shadow and Bone series. I don't know what the series is called, but little Leigh Bardugo reading vlog, because these have been the bane of my TBR for a long time and I feel really accomplished. Also, the fact that it's the 3rd of the month and I have already finished 1 book and I'm halfway through The House in the Cerulean Sea and loving it, I feel like is such an achievement and I'm really pleased with myself. This is my progress with The House in the Cerulean Sea. I read for an hour and a half last night after I was on my Sims date and I love it. I love it so much. I think there's so much to love in this book, but the outlook that this gives on life and the way Arthur, who is the owner, or the owner, that's not the right word, like the person looking after the children in this orphanage, is so lovely, and he just sees so much good and meaningful things in everyday life, and I just love him. I need a bit of Arthur in my life, I think. He's just an exceptional human being. So I love this. This has the potential to be a favourite book. It's fantastic. So it's a really good week for reading so far. I've also received a package and I think I know what it is. I'm super excited, so I'm going to show you. But Melbert came in the mail. Let's open it. I am buzzing for this because I'm pretty sure I have a good idea I know what it is. If not, this will just be a surprise book mail unboxing. I do know what it is and it's bigger than I thought it would be. Oh, there's stuff in here as well. Ooh. Oh my gosh, stationery nerd, I'm excited. Okay, hang on. Someone's making noises over there, but we're gonna push through because I think they're having some work done on their house. So the book is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This is the third and I think the final book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Well, making it a trilogy. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I am so excited for this. I actually didn't think to put this or attempt to put this stupidly on my TBR for August. However, I am doing really well at the moment with my TBR, so I feel like I could very easily put this one in and read it pretty quickly. It's a lot bigger than I expected. How many pages is it? It's nearly 600 pages. Yes! Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so excited for this. I love this series. It follows Pip, who is an amateur detective, and in book one she's doing an extended project looking into a case that was a really big deal in her local village, and she is investigating into it and poking holes in everything and trying to find out what actually happened. The second book, we've also got a mystery for her to solve. I think I'm gonna have one here too. I'm so ready for this. So I might try and weave this into my August TBR, because what I don't want to do with Fictionary is completely restrict myself and not be able to read anything different, because I am atrocious at remembering the dates of book releases, clearly. So I think I will probably try and get to this week. If I finish House and Cerulean Sea in the next few days, I will then probably read this, and I think I won't have an issue with fitting all the books on my TBR this month, because I just seem to be zooming through, and this is why I am listening to books as audiobooks and why one of my books is a graphic novel, so I'm able to get to other books as well. So I'm super excited for this. This copy was sent through by Electric Monkey, so thank you so much, Electric Monkey. I am buzzing for this. They also sent through some other bits, so let me show you. First up, the stationery nerd in me is loving this, because we have got a little pencil that says the Pip and Ravi fan club, and we have got a red Sharpie. I don't own a Sharpie, and that is annoying sometimes because I need to write on things that's not going to smudge. So that's perfect. I now own a Sharpie. We've also got this, which I love. This is a little board that says motives, alibis, evidence, notes, suspects. I get the impression that this is going to be for me to be able to make my notes as I read the book. Amazing. There's also a little notebook for me to be able to make notes as well. Oh, this is great. A little bookmark, a little sticker that says Holy Pepperoni on it. I love that. And then they've also given me a postcard here, just with a little note on it from the publishers. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Electric Monkey, for sending me this through. I'm so excited. I feel like for books this week it's going to be great. My mental health is still a little bit shot at the moment, and I'm feeling quite high on anxiety. I've got my best friend's wedding this weekend. I'm really looking forward to it, and it'll be amazing, and I love weddings, but during COVID that is something that's causing me a fair bit of stress, I would say. I don't know how I'm gonna handle it yet, and the following week I have my second vaccine, so I really want to be able to go and get that second vaccine. So I am feeling a little nervous about it. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. But I do tend to find that when my mental health is a little bit lower, my reading accelerates. I don't know why, but I seem to want to lose myself in books a lot. So, I mean, I was gonna say I'm not gonna complain, but like I'd rather obviously my mental health wasn't low, and I'd rather my anxiety, it's anxiety based. I would rather my OCD anxiety wasn't causing me to feel worried, but if the offset of that is reading more books, then at least I get that. So I'm gonna get back to my day now, but I will catch up with you guys a little later maybe, or tomorrow, with my thoughts on Ruin and Rising. Hello, quick Ruin and Rising, is that what this one's called? Yes, Ruin and Rising update before I get ready for bed. This so far is proving to give me the epic feelings I need. I feel like this one could so far be my favourite of this trilogy. There has been a lot of tension already, and I'm only this far through. There are a lot of moments where I am thinking, ooh, what's gonna happen? And it's like tight squeezes of, is everyone gonna be okay? There's like a real core group forming in this one, and I feel like by book 3 we have got relationships and friendships and things really formed and solidified, and that is making me terrified that someone's gonna die. That's where my brain's at the moment. But I'm liking the path that this is taking so far, because it feels a lot more epic, and for me I definitely prefer that kind of a story. If I'm gonna go for a YA fantasy, I want it to have those epic moments, and hopefully some big, maybe sacrificey moments, maybe not, I don't know, just some kind of big gesture moments is all good with me. So that was a very quick reading update. I got my nails done for the wedding today. There they are, the claw. We've got sage green and this little sparkly claw. thing, but I'm gonna go and shower and this, and then I'm gonna sit and read in bed. Good morning, it is Wednesday. I feel like this week is dragging, but at the same time I'm reading so much already this week, so but I got some post. Book came in the mail. Hey, I am excited for this one. This is a kind of example of when, you know, when you look at a book's release date and you think that's so long away, and then that release date arrives and you're like, oh, time moved very fast. That is Last Chance Books by Kelsey Rodkie. This is a YA contemporary or an adult contemporary? An adult contemporary? It's a contemporary and it's a book about books. I think this is kind of meant to be inspired by You've Got Mail. I'm going to read you the blurb, but I am so excited about this one. This looks like the perfect cozy autumnal read. Don't you just love books? The smell of old books in the morning. Madeline Moore does. Books and More, the musty bookstore her family has owned for generations, is where she feels most herself. Nothing's going to stop her from coming back after college to take over the store from her beloved aunt. It's her destiny. Well, it was. That is until a prologue opens across the street from B&M. B&M, that's a shop in England that is really not the same kind of shop that this is. A chain bookstore on their block? Madeline will not take that lying down, even if her dysfunctional family is insisting on ignoring the imminent threat. Madeline attempts to set her destroy prologue plans in motion, but Jasper, the guy who works there, seems intent on ruining her life. Not only is he taking her customers, he has the unbelievable audacity to be extremely cute. But that doesn't matter. Jasper is the enemy and he will be destroyed. After all, all's fair in love and book war. I'm really excited to read it. It looks so good, it looks so cute. I'm definitely gonna read this in the autumn time because that is when I first watched You've Got Mail, and I think if it's not like actually a retelling, it's certainly, it doesn't say it anywhere. I mean, it's massively gonna be inspired by it, surely, but I've been looking forward to this one coming out for a while. This has also been on SCRIBD for a while and I have been tempted to click it, but the release date in the UK for physical copies wasn't obviously until now, so I waited for my physical copy and hopefully I can weave this onto an August TBR. Super excited for it. Also making progress with Ruin and Rising. I hope to be finished with that by like tomorrow maybe? I don't know, maybe I'll just go for like a really long walk later and listen to it for the whole walk, because that seems to be the best way for me to listen at the moment. If I don't have any cleaning, I don't have any driving to do, I just need to walk because I will have nothing to do but listen to the audiobook. I am still enjoying this one more than the other two, as I said last night. So far, all good. Also, I don't know if I've actually said, but this vlog is actually going to be a Monday to Friday vlog because I've got my friend's wedding on Saturday. There's just no point in me vlogging then because I'm going to be very busy, so I will round this up on Friday. So I have another 3 days of reading left. 3 days? How is it not Friday yet? So yeah, I will just continue my reading. I've read a lot of House and Cerulean this morning. I woke up before my alarm, which was a rarity, and just read for like 45 minutes in bed. I have got under 100 pages left of that book and I'm not ready for it to end. If I could rate it like 100 out of 5 stars, I would. It's just really, really brilliant. I can see why everyone raves about it, so it's so good. I don't know why I waited so long to read it, but it's clearly the right time to read it, so all books are read at the right moment. Well, they're not really, that's how I DNF books, but you know, something wisdom-y like that. I finished The House and Cerulean Sea. And guys, it was so good. This was an easy 5-star read. I think this is a new favourite book of all time, potentially. It's certainly a new favourite of the year. I went up to the castle that I went to last week and read there for about 2 hours, and it was just bliss. It was beautiful up there. I love sitting up there looking over my whole town on a lovely sunny day and just being out with nature. It just makes me very happy. So perfect setting to finish this glorious book. It was so good. So now I'm going to divert slightly from my Fictionary TBR, but given that I made the TBR game, I'm going to say it's okay. I'm still going to completely do that TBR and finish that TBR. However, when I was putting together that TBR, I completely forgot that As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson was coming out this month. I just didn't click when I was making that TBR video, and if I did, I would have picked it for a book with 4 words in the title. I didn't. I picked the Tea Dragon Tapestry. Is that what the third one's called? I think the Tea Dragon Tapestry, which I will read really quickly because it's a graphic novel, but I'm doing really well with my TBR so far. I've read 2 books and I'm halfway through Ruin and Rising. Well, not halfway, that's generous, but I'm through Ruin and Rising and hope to finish that really soon. So I think it's very much okay for me to put this book in the middle because I know I'm going to finish my whole TBR, and I also don't want to wait until I finish my TBR to read this because I don't want to see any spoilers. So I'm going to read that now. Very excited. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, which has me very, very happy. So can't wait for that. If you do want to see more of my thoughts and feelings on The House in the Cerulean Sea, I do go through my full review of it, completely spoiler free, on my Patreon. It is available to the whole tree and the tweet tiers as a Patreon exclusive reading vlog. I think it will probably be live by the time you're watching this, although I don't know when I'm scheduling it, but I'm sure it will be. I had great fun filming this exclusive reading vlog. It's going to happen once every 2 months, in which I read a book picked by my patrons and then create that exclusive reading vlog. So I'll still talk about the book in my weekly vlogs as you've seen, but there will be a completely dedicated reading vlog just for this book, and it will be spoiler free. So I hope that people enjoy watching that one. But yeah, if you did want to check that out, it is all linked down below, and it's the whole tree tiers onwards for my patrons. I'm going to start As Good as Dead. Actually, I'm going to shower, get ready for bed, and then start As Good as Dead. Also, this sunbeam on my face, it's kind of, it looks like a Snapchat filter almost, like you know, where you get the sunbeam ones. Is that Snapchat? I don't know, it's a sunbeam, but yeah. Oh, actually, also, did a small bit of rearranging on my bookshelves. I don't really think you can tell all that much, but I changed some stuff over there, but I had here, this was like my David Attenborough Planet shelf, which I have moved down here, that you can't even see, down here, by my outdoor cushions, because it was just, there was a lot of free space that was being taken up by me having one of those books face out, and I decided to rejig it a bit because I don't want to make my shelves feel too crammed. So I have now put my graphic novels up here. I have made the classic shelf a little bit more pretty, and then I've spaced these 2 out here as well, so I have got a bit more space. So that feels very freeing. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go do those things now, and I'll catch up with you at some point for what day are we on? Wednesday? At some point on Thursday or Friday, who knows. Hello, happy Thursday, it's nearly the weekend. I feel like this has just been the slowest week, I think probably because my mental health has been like on the decline. I feel like it's just been a week, but it's all good. I feel like I'm kind of building up to this cashless because I'm going to this wedding on Saturday, and because I'm going to be around a lot more people than I've been around in a very long time for a longer period of condensed time. Like, I've been to the cinema and that's all been social distance and with masks and stuff, but I don't know what to expect from this wedding, and I think part of my OCD bases itself on being able to control the situation. That's, for me, what it is. I like to have that control, and my OCD really sprouts up when I am not in control of the situation, and that stems the whole fear of it. So I'm not going to be in control of anything on Saturday, and I am nervous for that, but it just means that my brain anxiety is all over the place, but I am finding solace in reading at the moment. So for me at the moment, that is As Good as Dead. I started this last night. I am 77 pages in. I'm not going to lie, I need to look up a recap of the previous book because I thought I could remember enough, but I think quite a lot of this bases itself off of the events in the past 2 books. The first one I can still remember pretty well the ins and outs of the high drama point of that book, whereas the second one I thought I could remember it, but I think I could just remember how it ended and not why or who everyone was, so I need to recap that. But so far this is really good. I like the fact that Pip is a character that is showing reflections of what's happened to her and how that's affecting her. Like, it's not just like she's bossed everything and has no consequences. Like, she is suffering from her mental health, and as much as obviously we don't want her to be suffering, it feels like it's a much more real depiction versus other YA characters I've seen just kind of moving on and getting on after seeing some really horrific things. So I'm definitely really enjoying this one. I can't wait to read more of it. I'm going to try and listen to quite a lot of Ruin and Rising today. I'm going to try and be doing some admin-y tasks anyway today for work, and being able to listen to Ruin and Rising whilst I'm doing them, so that's my plan for today reading wise. Also, I just want to say, if anyone else is like me with this kind of control thing and the anxiety linked to that, I think it's It's a new thing for me to say anxiety because I've always said OCD and I've always known I've been a worrier. I had a call with a doctor recently and they said, have I considered that I've got anxiety? And I thought, well, I know OCD is a form of anxiety, but all right, maybe at the moment with this pandemic and stuff, it's started something new within me. So I am trying to find ways to combat that, and because I don't like the control, one of the things that I do is write lots of lists. Every day this week I have written myself a list. I always have a work to-do list, but I've written myself fairly long personal to-do lists, and I've ticked everything off apart from one thing yesterday, but that just came down to pure time and I've moved it to today's list. But I've started putting things on, and this could be anything that could be really achievable to tick off or something that's a bit more challenging. Not only does it take it from my brain to put it on this list, therefore not having to occupy space in my brain with it, but also it feels like by writing them on this list I have that element of control. So if you are feeling high with anxiety and things and you think this would be something that would help, even if it's literally the most mundane things, like I've literally written to do vlog updates on this, which I know I would do anyway, but for me that's something that I can really easily tick off. Or tidy my kitchen, I would probably do that anyway and it'll take me like all of 10 minutes. I can listen to my audiobook whilst I do it, and it just means that it's something that I can tick off and have control over that moment of I did one of my tasks for the day. So this is grounding me at the moment for sure. I have to say that I feel like I'm getting more and more anxious the more the week goes on, the closer we get to Saturday, but yeah, I don't normally want my vlogs to be all about this kind of thing because I want them to be about reading and I also want them to be like positive, happy content, but at the same time I want to show you the other side of things for me. I'm a real human being and these things hit me, and I want to reflect that in this vlog because yeah, I'm still like really happy and positive and bubbly most of the time, but sometimes I can also have that horrible knot in my stomach of that anxiety feeling. But yeah, full transparency in these vlogs is what I hope to achieve. I have finished this book, which means I have finished the Shadow and Bone series. It's happened. Announce the fanfare. How late am I to this? I think this came out in 2014. Wow, this came out when I was at university. I am very late to this series, but I finished it. I feel like the fairy lights reflecting on me should be matching the book cover. There we go, got some red going on. We're vibing. This was the best of the three to start with. The end was good. The middle was okay. I felt like when I had, because I did this as an audiobook, when I had like an hour left, I felt like they were all just taking a bit of a break and I was just like, hello guys, come on, are we gonna see what happens here? But other than that, pretty decent. It came out as a high 3 out of 5 stars. They all have come out as 3 out of 5 stars for this series. I just don't think I expected these to wow me. I just wanted to have read them so I can move on to the other books in the series that I think I will enjoy a lot more. I have read Six of Crows before, but it's been a long time since I've read it, so I don't think I can remember much of it. So I definitely want to read that again. And then obviously Crooked Kingdom, and then I've got the other two, is it at the moment? King of Scars and Rule of Wolves, is that it? Which I think, does that follow Nikolai, who is my favourite character from this trilogy, like by miles? So I am excited. This is my 3rd book of the month, so I am bossing my TBR. I think this definitely justifies being able to read As Good as Dead because I am 3 books in. I have 4 books left because I set myself a 7-book TBR because one of the prompts was to finish a series, which I have now done. So satisfying to be able to tick off a finished series on my sheets that I've got going as well. So I think what I'm going to do is download the Little Shop of Found Things as an audiobook to have that as my next audiobook read, which is also on my TBR for the month. And then I think that one I will kind of just pace myself with and have that as my audiobook throughout the month. And if I finish it, then I'll pick up something else, and if not, then that will be my August audiobook. I tend to listen to 1 or 2 audiobooks a month unless I'm really pushing myself to listen to it more intensely. So it really varies. I either find that I listen to 1 a month or like loads in a really intense period of time, as I have done this week. But I feel like this has been a bit of a reading vlog for this series. So my overall thoughts would be, I think whilst it is a predictable YA series, for when it was written it probably was less of a predictable YA series. It's just because now I'm very used to these kind of formats and these kind of characters. I did really enjoy seeing the character dynamics, and I think the reason I enjoyed the third book the best is because we'd formed those relationships and established who everyone was and the bonds, but we also got this formation of a little crew and everyone had their banter with each other. There was playful humour, and it just felt like it worked a lot better for me in the third book with that, and that was what I enjoyed the most about these books, was that relationship between the characters. I think the overarching drama for me didn't feel quite as gripping as I wanted it to. I felt like I kind of knew the direction it was heading in, and I felt a little bit unsatisfied by where we see the characters end up, I have to say. I thought there might be a slightly different route in mind there, but nonetheless it was still enjoyable. I still gave it 3 to 3.5 out of 5 stars. The series as a whole probably gets like a 3.5 stars, I would say, but I'm really proud of myself for finishing this series. I thought I was gonna find it way more boring. I thought I wasn't gonna like it at all. Don't really know why, but it's just been on my TBR for so long that I just kind of thought I'm never gonna end up getting to it, and if I do, I'm just not gonna enjoy it. And I think honestly the TV show definitely prompted me to read these quicker, because I didn't want to watch the TV show without having read this series and the Six of Crows series, so I need to now finish that duology, not a trilogy. I need to finish that duology next, and then I feel like I can watch the series, because I know that there's not necessarily going to be spoilers from this point onwards for me, although I think there's a bit of Six of Crows in it. But for me, I will just imagine all of that cast as the characters when I'm reading it, and I kind of want to form that for myself first, so I want to wait. I've waited a while already, so I don't mind waiting a little bit more, but I don't know when I'll get to Six of Crows. I might try and put those on my TBR next month. I need to start like writing a list of what I want to have coming up on my TBR, because there were so many books I forgot about when I was picking my fictionary TBR. Because I have the 1 minute timer, I'm very much like, gotta do it right now. Whereas maybe if I kind of wrote a list out beforehand and familiarised myself with the list, when that 1 minute timer comes in, I've got a little bit more of an idea rather than just panic picking, which is very fun and makes for an interesting TBR, which is why there is a timer. Like, I want to feel like I'm gonna pick more random books and maybe force myself or push myself to read some of the books that have been on my TBR for a while, or some of the books that I wouldn't have normally picked up. So that's the purpose of the timer, and it's a fun time as well. Chaos, absolute chaos. But yeah, maybe I need more of a plan in my head. So for the rest of the week, I'm going to continue to read As Good as Dead. I will let you know my thoughts on that later / tomorrow. I've got another Sims date with another group of friends tonight, lots of Sims playing. So I'm gonna go make my dinner now and then do that later. I will catch up with you maybe tomorrow. We'll say tomorrow. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, it is Friday. It is the end of the week. We made it nearly to the weekend, guys. I wanted to give you a quick reading update, but also I made an exciting purchase. You can kind of see it in the background there. I've bought myself a record player. I'm so excited. This is like a navy blue colour with kind of a dark metal detailing, and this is the brand Vinyl Music On. I did a lot of research. I wanted a portable one, I wanted one with decent speakers, but I also wanted to be able to connect it to Bluetooth speakers if I wanted to, so I've got this little dongle that does that, and oh my gosh, I love it. In there at the moment we have got one of these Lord of the Rings vinyls by the City of Prague Philharmonic Orchestra. I'm so excited. I really wanted a record player because I've been thinking about it for quite a while now, like over a year, but I wanted something that would give me that feel of listening to music in the way that it's meant to be listened to. I think with Spotify we can just skip through everything, we shuffle, we put things on playlists, but to actually listen to an album and really listen to it, I just really wanted that. I know that obviously you can turn shuffle off on Spotify, but I just wanted to have that kind of an experience. I think I've grown up around music. I've always been surrounded by people that love music. My dad's a musician, so I've always had that influence there, and I wanted to get myself a record player to enjoy it in a completely different way to what I have before. I remember when I was a kid, my granddad had a record player and it was like this huge, great big thing with all these giant speakers, so I am very excited. My mum is going to be giving me some of her old records and I'm going to be scouring charity shops. I've got some on my Amazon wish list. I can't wait. So I feel really excited about that and being able to listen to music in a different way and just have that experience. So yay! reading wise, I am reading As Good as Dead. I am 163 pages into this. I read quite a bit of this last night and felt quite addicted to it. I have some thoughts. Obviously I'm not going to do any spoilers or anything. I'm not going to say anything about any of my theories. I currently have theories forming about what's happening and I really want to talk about them. I'm messaging people I know that are reading it. I'm like, are you at this point yet? They're like, no, Beth. I'm like, hurry up and get there. So there's things happening. Things are going. The drama has been introduced. I think it took a little bit of time to build to that point, but at the same time we were seeing Pip kind of healing or struggling to heal from the events of the past 2 books. So we've got that kind of integration into this, which I think is really important because she isn't invincible and it does show that she is real. So we have now started to get going with what is going to be, I assume, the mystery of this book. And given that it's a big chunky book, I assume it's going to be quite a well-fed mystery with lots of angles for us to explore. So I'm very excited. As I said, I do have my thoughts and theories so far about things that are going to be happening. Will I be right? I don't know. But for now, I'm leaving Lauren from Fiction Tea voice notes and telling her to star them on WhatsApp and listen to them when she's finished the book, because I just need to express my thoughts and feelings. But obviously I don't know what's going to happen yet. I'm quite good at guessing these kind of things, especially in films and stuff, so she doesn't want to listen to them in case I'm right and I ruin it for her by accident. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm very, very excited to be reading this, so I'll catch up with you guys a little bit later. Hello, I am here to round up the vlog. I think I want to go take my makeup off now, get ready for bed, and do a couple of skin treatment things ready for the wedding tomorrow. So I'm going to wrap up here because I'm not going to film anything tomorrow, and I am going to sit down after I've done all of that stuff and just read, because Lauren has told me this book is amazing. She says it's given her goosebumps and there's been a moment that freaked her out. So I'm excited because I'm about 200 pages behind Lauren now, I think. She's way overtaken me, so I have a lot of exciting things to come. So I'm just going to sit and read that for the rest of the evening. It's only 7, but I just want to make sure that I'm really chilled and relaxed because I've got a very early start tomorrow. So just want to make sure everything is ready to go. So that involves wrapping up the vlog here, as it was a Monday to Friday vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you've been reading this month, week. It's been a super good reading week for me. I have read the Shadow and Bone series. I've read it. I've finished it. Box ticked, done. And I'm now loving As Good as Dead, so it's been great. Also finished The House in the Cerulean Sea. Dedicated Patreon reading vlog for that, link down below if you wanted to watch it. You can also subscribe to more of my face on your feed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep smiling and stay positive.